If you're a spiritual entrepreneur and you're stuck in course after course and you've been following all the multi-millionaire coaches, hoping to replicate their success, but you're still not making any money, let me hit you with a truth bomb. It's not that you're not doing enough. It's that your energy is scattered, your nervous system is overloaded, and your subconscious is still stuck in survival mode. And those multi-millionaire coaches will not fix that. In fact, if your energy is not ready to receive, following them can actually drain your wallet and leave you feeling even more broken and crush your self-worth. So let's talk about it in this video. But first, welcome if you're new here. I'm Jenn Scott, a quantum alchemy mentor and soul-aligned business strategist. I help spiritual entrepreneurs clear subconscious blocks multidimensionally so that they can align with their divine mission and create a soul-led business without all of the burnout or overworking, okay? I don't do cookie cutter strategy. We calibrate your business to your own unique energetic blueprint, whether that's through human design and also connecting with your higher self. Also, I'm hosting a free 2-day live event. So if you're done spinning your wheels and ready to attract those soul-aligned clients and create a consistent income without burnout, I would love to see you there. It is free and it's 2 days. It's called the Wealth Frequency Code. And what I'll do is I will drop the link in the description box below for you to save your space. I would love, love, love to see you there live. All right, let's get into it. So let's talk about the obsession with millionaire coaches for a hot minute, okay? You know who I'm talking about, the ones with the curated feeds and the luxurious vibes and the dream life energy. And look, I get it, okay? It's intoxicating. Like, who doesn't want that, right? But what you're actually responding to isn't strategy. There could be a worship coding, okay? And this is a deep subconscious DNA programming that makes you feel like if you can just get close enough to them, maybe some of that magic will rub off on you. But here's the problem. When you're still carrying trauma and shame or scarcity, you don't necessarily rise in their space. You can actually shrink your energy field. And I've seen this time and time again. I've seen this with spiritual entrepreneurs spiral into self-doubt, depression, and shame because they cannot achieve what they're watching online. And I am here to tell you, you are not broken. You are not behind. You just have more shit to clear before you can attain that level, right? And that's not a flaw. That's your power. And if you work with someone who actually sees it, okay? Now, law of attraction, folks will say, if you want to be wealthy, hang out with the wealthy people. Be in the room with them, right? Sure, in theory, yes, frequency matters, okay? But if you're still carrying density, just sitting in a high vibe room doesn't magically recalibrate your entire nervous system, okay? What can happen is it floods it. So instead of being inspired, you compare. You shrink, you spiral, you sabotage, okay? And law of attraction doesn't work unless your field is clear enough to receive. So being in proximity to abundance doesn't necessarily create abundance. It just highlights where you don't believe you're allowed to have it. So before you try the be the vibe, you need to actually clear the gunk and the goo, keeping you from holding that vibe, okay? So let's get real, okay? A coach who grew up with money and safety and support, she's already operating at acceptance and trust and worthiness. She didn't have to reprogram her subconscious to believe she could receive. But you could have grown up with trauma, with chaos, with shame, unworthiness, trust issues, okay? So when you have all of that energetic buildup, you're starting way lower on the map of consciousness down in unworthiness and guilt and fear. You're not just launching a business, you're also trying to rewrite ancestral coding at the same time, which is hard on its own, let alone throw a business in there on top of it. And yet, the industry just tells you to do what they do, right? But it doesn't work that way. Your journey is deeper, it's slower, and it's more layered. But when you rise, you have a solid foundation, and that is unshakable. Now, here's where it gets a little weird and dangerous and tricky, okay? I've literally heard high-ticket coaches say, I cannot relate to people who are just starting or who still have subconscious trauma around money. Okay? Did you catch that? I will repeat it. I literally heard high-ticket coaches say, I cannot relate to these people. Okay? And now these people are taking your money, but they can't even hold space for the healing that you need. They're not annoyed. They just literally can't connect to what it feels like to be in survival mode because they haven't really had to live it. So you've got spiritual entrepreneurs who are still healing, trying to reach higher states of being through someone who's never been in the underworld. Okay? It's bypassing, it's predatory, and it's not okay. And can we talk about the other side of this as well? There's also business coaches who've never actually built their own business. No, okay? They jump into high-ticket containers and teach others how to build something they've never built themselves. Like, what the actual fuck? So you're skipping the journey, bypassing the process, and playing mentor to people who are trying to do the real work. And that is not leadership, that's an illusion. And if no one else is going to say it, I will. So let me tell you how I actually built my business, because it wasn't from a six-figure plan and niche strategy and perfect funnels, okay? I actually started out as doing Reiki. I became a Usui Reiki master and provided sessions, and eventually thought, meh, this isn't the depth for me. That's not what I'm here for. There's more to this. I moved into quantum light Reiki. I incorporated that into my sessions for a while, but I got bored because I knew there was more to healing. Then I discovered the emotion code, body code. That's when things really started to click. That's when I started focusing even more on my health issues, because I was dealing with my own chronic health issues, migraines, back pain, hormonal chaos, like digestive problems, brutal menstrual cramps, like you name it. I was in survival mode and I was determined to heal. And I could also hold space for others here because I could relate to them. And as I worked on myself, I started helping others. I started working with clients who had horrible skin rashes that like no holistic protocol could fix. And after a session's gone, I've seen ovarian cysts dissolve within days, chronic migraines disappear, heart palpitations stop, and people who were living in pain for years finally feel pain-free. Okay, I was not offering cookie cutter sessions. I was changing lives. And here's the part where most people skip over. I built as I went. I didn't wait to be ready. I sold sessions, I got booked out, and I kept growing. And I did this all with no team, no VA, no step-by-step plan. Just one real offer, real results, and a deep commitment to growth, not only for me, but for my clients. And then a deeper calling came in. And I realized I wasn't just here to help people heal physical symptoms. I was here to help spiritual entrepreneurs rise to their highest timeline. And that's when I started channeling directly from the higher self and clearing trauma and offensive energy and emotional density and subconscious patterning. All the heavy stuff, keeping people from their power. Then I started building my course in motion. So while doing sessions, while still holding space, while still evolving, that's when Quantum Alchemy was born. Okay? I wanted others to be able to heal themselves and provide the same transformation I was for my clients, for their clients. And I knew this would up-level their practice, right? So I walked the fire. I lived it. I cleared it. I served through it. That's what building a business actually looks like. You don't get to wealth by watching someone else sparkle. You get there by clearing the frequency that's blocking your ability to receive it. Because wealth that isn't grounded will collapse. It will not last. So stop chasing the next 100K fantasy when your nervous system is still in flight fight or flight, trying to just imagine your first 2K month, okay, or 5K. If if you can't even hold the vision of yourself making $2,000 a month consistently or 5,000, do you really think 100K is just going to land in your lap? It's not about thinking bigger, it's about healing deeper. Okay, so you have to rewire your subconscious, clear the density, and build your capacity to receive step by step. So stop trying to quantum leap to the top of the staircase when the next aligned move is just the first damn step. That's how real wealth is built, by anchoring into your truth. And if this activated you, it should. Now, if you're ready to stop spiraling and start anchoring and finally shift the way you relate to money and business and receiving, I would love to see you come to my free 2-day live event, the Wealth Frequency Code. All right, this is deep, grounded frequency recalibration, no fluff, no bypass, no fake ass glitter, just the truth, power, healing, and a real path forward. So I'm going to drop the link in the description box below. It's powerful and it's free, okay? And it will change everything. So I would love to see you there in person.